So, have you felt like you burning sage and incense and lighting candles and, dreaming about things before they happen is something to be ashamed of, something to hide because, in a way, you're afraid of being judged, shunned, criticized, persecuted? Well, I'm going to let you know that that is actually called the witch wound. Right. We're going to talk about something that's very, very esoteric. It's very multidimensional. It's very much still showing up presently in this reality that we experience. But we're going to talk about this wound and how it's literally ingrained in our DNA and in our psyche from ancient times, ancient times, right? And this is me. I'm going to share some information with you about past lives and spiritual practices, my ancestral spiritual practices, maybe your ancestral spiritual practices, and then how this keeps us stuck. Like, as you see right now, I'm wearing all this blue energy for like the throat chakra to release this, because this is something that I actually have to navigate through, and so stay tuned. Okay. So, honey, as y'all know, my name is the Mystic Therapist. There's a reason why instead of being just the therapist, there's a big emphasis on the word mystic, because I am a mystic. And so the reason why I am this way is because when I was 22, I'm going to record this video longer in the future, but let's just say when I was 22, there was one night that something higher than me, God, the divine, was guiding me to watch one particular video, another particular video, another particular video. And then I heard this very loud sound. It was like, kind of like powering something on. And then I got really scared and I was just like, what is that I'm feeling? I started to like feel an energy. And then very shortly after, I realized that it was my own soul, and then I was like, wow, my soul the presence is really big. And then I started to also feel everybody else's after that day. I was 22 years old, right? Just in my college room, my apartment. And it was a struggle from that space, because there was Mia who, I've always collected rocks and like to go out in nature as like an artist and dancer and everything. But there's Mia who everyone who knew me who likes to have fun and party and ambitious and a lover and, all these things, kind of normaler. And then I go through this experience that makes me sensitive to energy. And then the ability to feel other people's emotions. Sometimes the ability to know what they're thinking, right? It was weird. It was really weird. And if I'll be 100% honest, I could sit here and maybe in the future, if y'all want to, I can make videos about the beginning of my spiritual awakening. But I kind of struggled with just feeling overwhelmed and asking people, are they okay? And then they would start crying, people coming up to me and just telling me everything because they felt safe with me. Dreaming about the future, having a dream and then it happens the next day. I struggle with all this and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, because I grew up in the church, my stepdad, they're Jehovah's Witness. My dad is Muslim. I grew up going to church with other family members. So, like, what's going on? Like, and so when I was also, I think I was 22, 23, I did a year of City Year and they gave us free therapy. I was like, okay, let me take advantage. So I had a therapist and she just kept, when I would tell her what I was going through, she would just be staring at me in amazement. I'm like, why is she looking at me like that? And she just kept saying, Mia, I think you're psychic. If you don't get control over it, it's going to keep taking control over you. And she just said it like 6 sessions in a row. And I was just like, okay, she's right, fine. And that's when I started my journey of becoming, realizing that I'm an empath. And over time, I had to master my gifts, because if I didn't, I would have suffered dramatically, right? And so that led me on the journey of meditation, realizing that I can astral travel, being shown my first past life that I'm going to talk about in this video today. The first past life that I've seen, that I didn't even intentionally do a past life regression. It just came to me, and I feel all of this self that I was in that lifetime. I'm still the same person. And that's the thing, is when you awaken to yourself as a soul, you realize that this body that I'm in, my name, the school I've been to, my family, that's cool, but that's just all in this lifetime. My soul was named many other names. My soul has lived in many other places. That's why when people die, their bodies are still there, but their soul leaves. It goes into the spirit realm, and then a good deal of the times it reincarnates. So I remember my soul from the beginning of time. And this is why, as a starseed, I help people who not only have had past lives on this earth, but also have had past lives on other planets as well, which I may talk about a little bit more today. My past life in Atlantis, my past life in Orion's belt. I've had several past lives on Earth. But yeah, if y'all are open to that and y'all want to start talking about past lives and like really get into the energy, let me know. I'm willing to open up now, because who cares? Why not, honey? I'm wonderful. So why not? How's that? You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about the witch wound. So why did it take me so long to feel even remotely comfortable talking about a lot of this stuff? And even when I first started my business, kind of having this undertone of trying to prove that this isn't bad. What I'm reading tarot and being psychic isn't bad, because it's not. It's not working with demons or whatever. No, not at all. You know what I'm saying? But some people can, if that's what they want to do. But not everybody's like that. That's not what I do. Everything that I do is to heal other people and to work with my gifts, which I have extra abilities to get clarity all the time. You know what I'm saying? Insight all the time, connecting with different gods and goddesses, seeing angels, seeing spirits, seeing ancestors. That's a gift. Now I see it as a gift, but before it was hard. So anyway, the reason why it was so uncomfortable for me to show up 1,000%, right, in front of y'all, because I do this in my own life. Like I'm really who I say I am, like, and more, right? Was because I was hung in a past life in a ring of fire for being called a witch, because I had the ability to know things that other people didn't know, which I still have that ability. And then also in a past life that was a little bit more recent, when I actually lived in Virginia, which is why I live in Virginia now, because I felt called here because I lived here before. In this particular lifetime, I was a 90-year-old ancient, indigenous sage who lived in a cabin in the woods. And around my cabin, I had different flowers and herbs and, different healing things. And then inside, I had like a room for making potions. And my husband was like hunched over and sitting at the table. And I had different things on the wall, like jars of different herbs. But people would travel through the forest at night to come to me to get the things that the doctors couldn't help them with. So I was a healer. You know what I'm saying? But I had to hide because the people who were outside of the gate didn't like people like me, and they would have killed me. And so in this lifetime, you know, all the skills that I had then with knowing which herbs to use to bring this energy, knowing what color candle and what sigil to carve in order to bring a certain energy, knowing what energetic shifts need to happen to attract a certain energy. All of those things that I was able to do in that lifetime, I remember now. I remember. And I am a practitioner of magic, and my magic works. And not only does it work for me, I have helped so many people in this world to shift the energy in their lives, whether that was to bring them love, to bring them wealth, to bring them self-love, to bring them peace, to bring them healing, to bring them protection. I removed curses off people. I removed entities out of people's lives. I removed people from people's lives, and not in a negative way. Just simply doing a protection spell, you can remove anybody who's not in alignment with you is going to fall away. This is what I do, and I've gotten paid to do this for years for other people. But I've hid, or I don't want to say hid, I haven't really shared the potency of my work the way that I should have done. I don't want to say should, because it's okay that I was going through that journey, but that I could have done. And the reason why I didn't share it was because a lot of people are Christian, which is totally wonderful. I get it. But Christians were brought to Christianity, which I respect Jesus. I just want to say that Jesus is real. I love Jesus. I'm not disrespecting Christianity. I'm just speaking my truth right now. So I just want to say that, like, I'm not disrespecting anybody's spiritual practices. That's it. But anyway, so in ancient Africa, in Africa, obviously ancient Egypt, which, a good deal of I had a past life in Egypt, of course, and Kemet, and one of my main goddesses is the goddess Isis, which is all set. So I'm very connected to Egyptian or spirituality and energies. But that's obviously in Africa, and the oppressors, the Europeans at that time, not all Europeans, but those Europeans at that time, they came over and they enslaved my ancestors. And the things that I do, having spiritual gifts, being in tune with nature, being in tune with the cosmos, understanding that on this full moon, this is happening, bringing these particular herbs together to create a certain outcome, working with nature, honoring the goddess, honoring, animism. Our ancestors, they believe that everything has a spirit, right? Because it does. As above and so below, everything has a spirit. All of these things are very natural to my ancestors before they were taken from their native land. This is who we are. I am my ancestors before colonization. And I'm not saying, and that's not, I don't want to say before colonization. I mean, obviously I live here and I'm a person in America. So it's not like I'm just like, so far removed, but I'm just saying, like, in my soul, I am an ancestor embodied, right? I am a goddess embodied, and I've had a past life as a mermaid a couple times. My mermaid tattoo, I've had past lives as different beings, and I remember. And the cool thing about it is I also remember some of the healing gifts that I had in those lifetimes. So I get to use them now, right? And, the reason why I wanted to say this is because of those past lives where I was either murdered or shunned or, persecuted in some way, shape, or form. It made me really scared to show up in this lifetime with that energy, because it was programmed in the minds of Christians who, at that time, the oppressors told in the Bible and in their spirituality, they told our ancestors that everything that is natural and normal to us is evil. Everything is evil. Sage is evil. There was a time in our ancestors' slavery time that they weren't allowed to dance. They got told that they weren't allowed to dance anymore because our ancestors were dancing in circles and conjuring spirits and helping themselves. But then they were told they weren't able to dance. So even dance got shunned in a certain way. If you dance around a fire or dance in a circle, that might look like witchcraft. Anything that's spiritual from our ancestors is witchcraft. Burning some sage is witchcraft. Doing yoga is witchcraft. Doing yoga is aligning your mind, body, and spirit together. Burning some sage is cleaning the energy around you. Using some Florida water is cleansing the energies. Burning a candle is shifting the energy. It's all just moving energy. That's why we come to Earth, to learn how to manipulate energy. See it for what it is. This is the age of Aquarius now. So if you got this far, it's because you're ready to learn. See it for what it is. Everything is not demonic. There are demonic things. There are witches who, might practice I don't want to say black magic because protection is black magic, right? But there might be some witches who practice, harming others. But there's also Muslims who harm others. There's also Christians a lot who harm others. There's also atheists who harm others. It doesn't matter. You have, I don't want to say good and bad. You just have balanced and imbalanced in every spirituality. And in my spirituality, because I'm mature, I'm very balanced. And the reason why had the ability to awaken, the reason why God and the goddess and the angels wanted me to awaken to these gifts is because I have integrity and I have a good heart. And so I'm born to be a healer and a leader. I have what it takes because of who I am, right? But I've also learned that if I'm not showing all of me to you, am I really practicing what I'm preaching? Sure, there are some people who are going to be like, oh, she's a witch. She's woo-woo. She's into that, whatever. Fuck it. Oh, well, honey, I don't care anymore. I just don't. You want to know why? Because I've helped thousands of people in ways that no one else could. There are so many fucking people on this earth who are better because I exist. And I'm better because a lot of people exist too. We all are someone for someone. And I am for the mystics. I am for the free thinkers. I am for the weirdos. I am for anyone and everyone, but not everyone. Whoever wants to use my services. Shoot, when you really do your research on psychic tarot readers, psychics, every fucking king in history has had one of me so that he can know what to do. Every powerful god, goddess, every powerful queen, every person in the position of power has someone like me in their entourage. And I am very grateful to have clients, who are of that state of being, and I'm their person. So fuck it. So with that being said, I am going to be posting very soon my new enchantment lines. I have spells, I have candles, I have oils, butters. I have so many things to bring about abundance, peace, goddess energy, sexuality, seduction, allure, all the things, honey. This is what I do. And so I will be sharing that, and I look forward to providing more service to all of y'all because I love what I do and I love who the fuck I am. And I hope that this particular message inspired you, if you're someone who had the witch wound, to overcome that witch wound and embrace who the fuck you are too. All right. So thank you so much for watching. I love you. I appreciate you for being here. And I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.